Hi everyone, Mike here from Profit Radar. Imagine a single stretch of water, less than 40 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, and through it flows 1/5 of all the oil and natural gas on the planet. Every supertanker, every barrel, every morning commute, every factory, every flight. It all threads through that one narrow gap. That's the Strait of Hormuz. And right now, it's closed. Iran didn't close it with a mine. It didn't even need to send a navy. It did it with missiles, drones, and the credible threat of more. And in doing so, it's pulled off one of the most calculated economic disruptions in modern history. Let's break down exactly what's happening, what Iran was actually planning, and why, even with the most powerful military on Earth parked on its doorstep, the United States is struggling to fix this. Here's what most people miss. Iran didn't come up with this on the fly. Long before American and Israeli jets crossed into Iranian airspace on February 28th, Tehran had already figured out how it would fight back. Not missile for missile. Iran knows it can't win that war. But economically, that's a different story. For decades, Iranian military planners treated the Strait of Hormuz as their trump card. Their theory was simple. If the world's most important oil corridor suddenly stops working, the pain doesn't stay in the Middle East. It ripples through every economy on the planet within hours. Gas prices spike, markets panic, and suddenly the United States has a political problem it can't bomb its way out of. And according to Reuters, who spoke with 3 regional sources familiar with Iranian planning, that's exactly what they did. They turned the Gulf's greatest economic asset into their most powerful weapon. Tanker traffic through the strait has dropped by 97%. 97. That's not a disruption. That's a shutdown. The International Energy Agency says the war is cutting global oil supply by around 8 million barrels a day. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire daily output of Iraq and Kuwait combined. Gone, just like that. Oil prices have already climbed over 40% since the war began at the end of February. Brent crude is above $100 a barrel and rising. One CEO from a British oil production company told CNBC this week that the market has, and I'm paraphrasing here, never seen anything of this magnitude before. Iran's military even threatened, publicly, that oil could hit $200 a barrel. Whether that's posturing or prediction, the markets are watching and getting nervous. So the United States has the most powerful military in history. Aircraft carriers, F-35s, B-2 bombers, endless precision-guided munitions. Surely they can sort this out quickly, right? The short answer, not really. And here's why. Iran has built what military analysts call a mosaic doctrine. Instead of a traditional military chain of command that can be targeted and destroyed, think one central general, one headquarters. Iran has deliberately broken its command structure into dozens of overlapping, decentralized units. You can't knock out the head because there isn't just one head. Even after Supreme Leader Khamenei was killed on the first day of strikes, the war effort kept going. Parliament Speaker Ghalibaf and Security Chief Larijani picked up the coordination from Tehran. So what is Iran actually trying to accomplish here? Its immediate goal is survival. But the deeper bet, and this is the strategy analysts keep coming back to, is that Iran is trying to prove a point to the United States that you cannot pressure, bomb, or sanction your way to a compliant Iran. That the cost of this war in blood and barrels will eventually outweigh whatever Washington was trying to achieve. Whether that bet pays off, nobody knows. Iran is fighting a far stronger enemy. The US has firepower Iran can't match. But firepower and victory are not the same thing. and Tehran is counting on that gap. The world is watching a narrow strip of water, 40 kilometers wide, and wondering how much longer it stays closed. The answer to that question will determine a lot about what your gas, groceries, and airline tickets cost for the rest of this year. That's where things stand as of March 14th, 2026. I'll keep covering this as it develops. If this kind of deep context news coverage is useful to you, leave a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.